I want to share with you a restoration of a beautiful micro or mini recorder used in business application for dictaphone and those kinds of things. This is a third or fourth generation of, of the collection that I have here in the shack. This is the Attache, the Minifon Attache, and it has an accompanying speaker and microphone unit that is powered off of the recorder, and the audio out and record in is in the same plug, depending upon the selection of play or record here. And I have a pile of 8 or so caps, 7 or 8 caps that I've replaced in the unit to get the audio to play correctly and record correctly. Probably one of the most difficult pieces of electronics that I've worked on. The caps were soldered in very tightly, buried underneath little tiny resistors and several transistors, and so I had to move all of those out of the way carefully. And then there's this fragile circuit board that these units are soldered to, so it was probably one of the most challenging electronics projects that I have attempted. This is one of the cassettes that came with the unit, and you can see that it's a little wider than normal cassette recording, and the unit itself, the cartridges just snap right down onto the unit. So I'm going to play back a recording that I just made using the microphone setting of this device. So I just snapped it over to record, and then when we play it back, we'll be playing it back now, and we'll listen to how well it did. These are some other microphones. Here's a microphone with a power switch, a control switch on it. Sorry, my camera's shaking. And here's another microphone. So, and I've made a little adapter for testing other mics here. This is the enviable Protona Spy watch, and we're going to test that in just a minute and see how it does on this recorder. So let's listen to the recording. I had made a cord here to use in multiple Protona devices. They were notorious at changing plugs. They changed these plugs a couple of times. They went to this kind of a plug. So what I've done is, in order to use this device to play back and record with on other devices, I've added another one of these 5mm plugs, which are virtually impossible to find outside of this Protona manufacturing. So I pick up just a little bit of hum here, and so I'm going to put a sleeve on there just to protect that so I don't touch it. In the video you will notice some really bad hum. I was inadvertently touching this pin, and it was picking it up on the recording badly for just a couple of seconds, so I apologize for that, but I didn't want to re-record the whole segment. So anyway, let's listen to this recording, and we'll have to hook up the power here. Guess that would help, wouldn't it? Normally there would be a battery like this. I need to make one. I made this out of a LiPo, 3D printed this case, and this particular LiPo is 11 volt LiPo, and this unit only uses 7 to 8 volts. So I didn't want to use that bigger battery on this setup. So I've just got it hooked up to a power supply running around 8 volts. So let's listen to it now.
Alrighty, I'm going to do a little test here for the Minifon Protona Geis America, produced by Geis America, Chicago, Illinois, by Protona Company. And let's see if we can play some music. Music is always the acid test. Audio is a little bit shaky with the thumping of that one driven tire. It's got a notch in it, so but for speech it's adequate and working just fine. All the mechanical functions are working perfectly, and after replacing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 capacitors, which were all bad, it finally restored the audio capability and recording capability of the device. Thankfully, I didn't have to replace any transistors. So this is a transistorized recorder, and using cassettes, and runs on from 7 to 8 volts, running at about 150 milliamps, and I think the battery life typically on a 500 milliamp battery is about 4 hours. If you do the math, 3 to 4 hours of continuous use.
This tape is a recording of an engineer who was working on some weather station equipment for a cruise ship, and or for, it might have been military, sailing, whatever, but in any case he was on a cruise ship dictating data about his device that he had invented, or a team of his engineers had been working on. And so it just drones on and on and on about the different parameters and all of that. And so I record over just a little bit because I've got about 4 tapes of this guy going on and on. He has telephone conversations with his associates, and they patched in a ham radio contact with a guy who is also helping them with the project. So anyway, let's take a minute and hook up the Protona secret agent watch, and let's see how it sounds on the Protona Attache. Turn the volume up a little bit, not too hot, and we'll just sit down here next to it and we'll talk into the Protona watch from a distance, having an espionage conversation over lunch. and the microphone, the watch is fake, but it looks real. Looks like a real chronograph. It's a very pretty watch. I'd love to have one like that really worked, especially one that old. But let's just see how this recording sounds, and it'll be interesting to see if we get a decent recording just sitting here next to it, about 12 to 18 inches away from the microphone. So let's just see how it sounds. Let's rewind. Okay, now we could play it back through the watch, but that wouldn't work really great.
And we'll turn the volume up a little bit, not too hot.
There we go.
And we'll just sit down here next to it, and we'll talk into the Protona watch from a distance, having an espionage conversation over lunch. And the microphone, the watch is fake, but it looks real. Looks like a real chronograph. It's a very pretty watch. I'd love to have one like that really worked, especially one that old. But let's just see how this recording sounds, and it'll be interesting to see if we get a decent recording just sitting here next to it, about 12 to 18 inches away from the microphone. So let's just see how it sounds. It's real.
Okay, the hum, obviously, when you're working with microphones and you're not using insulated cables and you're not using insulated connectors, you're bound to pick up hum. I've got all kinds of AC stuff running in here right near the recorder, and it's picking up all of this hum. So if I could get into a more isolated environment where I didn't have all this noise in the background, I'm sure we'd get a little more successful recording. But nonetheless, I wanted you to see the how the secret agent microphone works, and that did a pretty good job. Now, before we go, let's try one more microphone, and we'll do just a really short test. We'll try this other little Protona microphone that came with another one of the recorders. Okay, we're trying this recording again to see if we're getting any recording. Trying to record using the little desk microphone that came with another one of the Protonas. So we'll see if we're actually getting a recording here on this this particular setup. We'll see how it sounds.
Looks like a real chronograph. Very pretty watch. I'd love to have recording sounds from the microphone. So let's just see how it sounds. It's real. Okay, we're trying this recording again to see if we're getting any recording. Trying to record using the little desk microphone that came with another one of the Protonas. So we'll see if we're actually getting a recording here on this this particular setup. See how it sounds.
Okay, well, there you have it. Other than the hum, which is kind of irritating, but there again, talking about 60-year-old technology, 70-year-old technology in some cases. So I think it's really doing really well, and I'm excited about finally getting this unit running again. Thank you for watching. Please comment below on your thoughts, questions, opinions, guidance, whatever you have for me.